Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in your ass screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K, the 4 units getting paid. Always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
And here we go.
And that's how we start the day. Let's keep it rolling, fellas. Welcome to the Balking Dead, where there is no sleep for the wicked. I'm your host, Sharpie's Bets, and of course, guys, it's Thursday, not a giant card. Appreciate you all for showing up, and I love seeing that like button already hit, man. We got a lot of aces to talk about, and 1K prop, guys, that seems to be a trap on the board. This show is sponsored by PrizePicks, so if you haven't, go on over there, use that promo code PUBSPORTS on your first deposit. They will match you up to 100, minimum of 25. Also, you should know by now, we do big things on this show. We've got 2 sponsors coming. We've got Dubby, guys. We smoke doobies, but we've got Dubby. It's got a clean, like, ooh, look at this shave right here, boys. Energy powder, guys, with no bullshit big pharma's trying to kill you with. None of that chemicals, guys. No come down to your day. Nice little boom and go. So shout out to the boys at Pub Sports Radio, guys. Go scan that QR code on the screen and get 10% off your first order by simply using the best promo code in the world. Pub Sports, that is, guys. Pub Sports. If they don't got it, they should. So, yeah, let's get to it, guys. You know, guys, I give you guys my bets on the players we talk about or the reasons why I stay off. I will give you enough information to finalize your own bets. So let's get to it. Shout out to the chat. Appreciate you all for coming. Smash the like. Shout out to the best producer in the whole wide world. Big Show Picks. Y'all know the drill. Hit the like. If you love what you're hearing, hit that retweet and make sure you got them notification bells on. Not the worst day yesterday, 4-2, losing by the hook on good old Sandy Alcantara because I tried to take him up to 7 at that plus monies. Is what it is. You learn from it and you move on. A day in the black is a day in the black, and that's where we were yesterday. On this show, guys, I use FanDuel lines as my lines because they tend to come out first, and I compare them to what PrizePicks has up. And PrizePicks has a couple goodies for us to talk about today. Let's talk about the first pitcher on the board today. It is, some call him Showtime. On this show, we call him Ohtani. And I had to bust him out the Funko Pop today. You see that ball right there just behind his back? Do you know why you can't see it? Because they can't see it when it comes to the plate. He's that dude. It's Ohtani Day, guys. Let's enjoy it. Pitcher number 2 in the black book. Shohei Ohtani versus the Oakland A's. Last year, he had a 33.2 strikeout percentage and a 6.7 walk percentage. He's gone up to a 36.2 this year so far. Well, he's also gone up, walking people doubled compared to last year at a 14.3% walk rate. Opening line last night, 9+ at -110. He's now at a -104. 8.5 on PrizePicks. Hits allowed under over 3.5 on PrizePicks. They had the lineup out. Totally spaced this one because I didn't go back and put the lineup in. But we'll get to why Ohtani is one of those guys you don't need a lineup with. Strikeouts K per 9, 2022. Lefties and righties, he struck out pretty much the same, an 11.7 K per 9 compared to a 12.1 versus the right-handed side. He had pretty much the same home and road. This is one of those guys that we like to call lineup proofs. 12 strikeouts per night at home compared to an 11.7 on the road. Pretty much the same man. Batting average against, lefties hit 221 last year, while righties hit a $188. Home road was pretty much the same, right around that 200 batting average against. Some say it's showtime. We say it's GOAT time, guys. We have 3 GOATs on this show. We have the GOAT, we have Old Mick Strider, and we have Ohtani. Few guys in the league, guys, that are lineup proof. No need to wait. If you want to fire when the guy's averages, if you want to fire guys, you fire. That's just the rule with those guys. You don't have to wait for lineups. They are that dude. So he does average pretty much the same K per 9, righty, lefty, home and road. So that's why I say he's lineup proof. Ohtani is doing something that hasn't been done, guys, in over 100 years. Allowing only 7 earned runs over his last 11 starts. The man just keeps getting better and better, which is crazy to say that. And now he gets a team that he's manhandled in his career. And we like to talk the second half of Ohtani on this show because that's when he incorporated his slider as his main pitch. And since the second half of the season, he's been throwing that 51% of the time. And now he gets an ace team that he's seen 4 times, guys, since the second half. 4 times last year, 1 time to start this year, second half of the year. Both were back-to-backs last year. He had 7 the first time, 5 the second time. Then he's seen him on another back-to-back, punched out 10, and then only 6, but 69 pitches. It was the last game of the year, so they pulled him out. He was on pace for at least 8 to 10. So what we're getting at, guys, is we've talked about the A's on this show, how they've had an issue with the slider. We talk about if you got a good slider, you bang this team with it. And for the majority of the part, other than a guy named John Gray who likes to suck under bridges for milk money and he's lactose intolerant, you've hit your K-prop versus this team. So to me, he's over or not. He's a machine. He is the machine. And when I made the line, guys, I thought I could get a 7.5 juiced or an 8.5 at some good plus money. And we got an 8.5 with some juice on it, guys. Now, when I look at the A's numbers, they're striking out league average while walking at a 10.1%. But they're not hitting for the life of them. For a team who already struggles versus Ohtani, only scoring 3 runs in the last 5 starts going back to last August, to me, this makes it an easy stay off at the number they put at 8.5. If I would have got the 7.5 like I should have got, but we got an Ohtani tax here. We've got an A's tax here, guys. They added him up 1, and I bet guys averages, and they're not giving me the value on the 8.5 that I would bet. They'd have to give me a plus 120, plus 125. Like, he hasn't hit that number that many damn times to be warranting him juice. Now, we're getting taxed, and at the end of the day, I don't like to get taxed, guys, and I just let it go. So Ohtani is still over or not, and that's where we get into PrizePicks having some goodies today, guys. And they've got Ohtani at 7.5. I think he's a must play. Granted, you could only put $25 on it, but I think he's a must play at the 7.5. I think the dude's locked in for 8. Now pushing it 1 more, that can be an issue, guys. The A's are walking at a 10.1% clip, and he's walking people at a 14.1% clip. So the day Ohtani don't walk nobody, oh Lord. And yeah, it's Ohtani time, guys, like I said. So over or nothing, I gotta let him go. I'll probably pull him down. Actually, it's already gonna start soon. I may have pulled him down to 7 on a little parlay, having a little fun, like I see Rocco Rogers be doing all the time. I have my fun too, guys. I have my fun too. Let's talk about another soon-to-be GOAT on this show if he goes and does what the damn near line saying he's going to do. And let's talk about number 15 in the black book, Shane McClanahan at the White Sox on a back-to-back. Last year, he had a 30.3 K percentage and a 5.9 walk percentage. This year, 5 starts, 32.5 K percentage, and a 10.5 walk percentage. Opening line 7 plus minus 145. He is now at a minus 150. PrizePicks has him at a flat 7. And his under over hits allowed is at 4.5. Projected lineup is 8 righties and 1 lefties. Last year, he did average 10.9 strikeouts per night at home, 10 on the road, 9.3 versus the left-handed side, and a 10.7 K per 9 versus the righties. You didn't hit him last year. Lefties hit 204, righties hit $192. Home, where you think he'd be better at Tropicana Park, a beautiful pitcher's park, a beautiful 209. But he had an elite 167 batting average against on the road last year, guys. So Shane McDaddio gets these White Sox for the second time in a row. When I made the line, it should be 6.5. But the fact that it was a back-to-back and he got 10 strikeouts the last time, I did figure we would get a 5.5 juiced like they did last week. And nope. Negative, Sharpie. We're giving you a 6.5 juice to the gills. How about that? Take that on your chin. You want to bet him? You're going to pay for the whole number up with the same amount of juice we paid for last week. Híjole chingalo, man. This guy is that dude, though. So let's talk about Shane McDaddio. It's over and nothing with one of the most elite pitchers in the game. But it's nothing for me, guys. I don't like running guys who punched out that many the first time and then to expect it again. That's asking a lot. Now, if he goes and does it again, like when we talk about in a second, like he did last year, if he goes out and punches out 10 again, we've now got 4 goats, guys. Because Shane McDaddio's pounding on that door right now of goat status. So let's just keep it rolling, guys. So he's an elite pitcher and still can replicate the last game, but I have to let it go and not chase. I'm seeing the board well, and I don't need to press for action. Yesterday, I was on 6. Today, it's looking like I'm on 1. The books priced me out on a few of these ones, guys, like they did with Ohtani, jumping him up 1. And they priced me him out here by jumping him up 1 with the same juice. So it just is what it is. I got to let it go and watch the game and enjoy it, guys. If you want to look at how McClanahan is on back-to-backs, faced the Yankees last year when they were striking out at a 24% clip, but tearing the cover off of a baseball versus lefty. And he McDaddio'd them, guys. He went 7 strikeouts the first game, well, 8 in the second. So not enough history, just 1 back-to-back. But he is an elite pitcher, guys, and he's shown it once and wouldn't be surprised if he does it again, guys. I just don't bet ifs. If it was a 5th, we'd all be drunk. If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle, guys. So let's get into another guy. Same game. Guy I wanted to bet. And maybe if the juice comes down some, I will. So let's talk about Dylan Cease. Number 10 in the black book, Dylan Cease at the Rays. Once again, he on a back-to-back as well. 30.4 K percentage last year, 10.4 walk percentage. This year, he's got a 28.6 K percentage and still struggles with walking people, 10.9 walk percentage. Opening line, 7 plus minus 126. It came down to a minus 116. 6.5 on PrizePicks. Hits allowed, under, over 4.5. Projected lineup for your Rays is 7 righties, 2 lefties. Strikeouts K per 9, 2022. 10.3 versus the left-handed side, 11.8 versus the right-handed side. He averaged the same home road K per 9, 11.2. Batting average against last year, lefties hit 219, righties hit $163. Home, $185, road, $196. He was one of them dudes last year. Definitely in the contention for the Cy Young Award in the American League. Now we get the opposite side of what we just talked about with McClanahan. When a strikeout pitcher doesn't hit a lot of strikeouts the first time of a back-to-back is when I will look to play him. And when I made my lines last night, I thought I could have got a 5.5, guys. Realistically, this should have been a 5.5, and that's just off his averages, not even taking in past history versus the Rays. 2 games last year, 2 walks with 8 punch-outs. Then we take in the second game, 7 walks with 5 strikeouts. Last week, he only had 1 walk. But he only got 4 strikeouts, and he exited early, guys, because he got taken to the woodshed. Now, when he faced them 5 days ago, the numbers were elite. And 5 days later, after back-to-back gyms from these Astros pitchers, guys, we get a team walking league average, striking out at a 24.5% clip. And they're 10 through 13 in every hitting category I like to track compared to last week when they were top 5. So we get one of the better pitchers in the league in a bounce back spot versus a team who's struggling over the last few days. Now, he's had the same averages, 5.5 to 6.5. So I get the fact that it's a 6.5. But I want even the plus money for me to take a shot on a back to back. Now, like I said, I still wouldn't be surprised if he goes out there and hits it even on a back to back. And I didn't get on at the juice, but it's only 15 cents, Sharpie. In 49 bets this year, guys, my average K prop line is plus 104. I pay the fuck attention to the juice I'm willing to pay for people. Dylan Cease is a guy I would pay up for, but on a back to back, I've got to pump the brakes, guys. So if they want to come down, give me even money, I will say hello to my little friend, guys. So there is enough value in there, guys, for the even money, guys, because he can still get touched. This is a Rays team who was hitting really good and did hit him really good, who now has their 4th, 5th, 6th at bats. I'd like to think good pitching beats good hitting, and I don't think Cease has 2 bad games in a row. So give me even money, and I've got the value that I want to get in on Cease. Now we get to talk about a guy I did get in on, guys. So before we do, smash the like if you like what you're hearing. And let's get to the monies. Number 43 in the black book, Tyler Mahle versus the Royals. 2022, he had a 25% K percentage and an 8.5 walk percentage. 2023, he had a 25 point, or that's this year. That's Sharpie taking a bong load right there before the show. This year, guys, he had a 25.3 K percentage and a 5.7 walk percentage. Opening line was 6 plus minus 104. He is now morning line when I woke up, 6 plus minus 138. Then right before the show, he's at a minus 140. PrizePicks has him at a flat 6. Did not have his earned runs and outs available yet. Projected lineup is 5 lefties and 4 righties for your Nationals. Strikeouts K per 9 last year, 9.3 at home, 9.6 on the road, and he averaged the same K per 9 lefties and righties with a 9.4. Batting average against last year, 192 versus lefties, 268 versus righties. At home, he had a 249 batting average against, while on the road, he had a 201. Mind you, don't put too much into those home road splits. He was traded to Cincinnati and only played a few games before heading to the IL. So most of his splits will come from Cincinnati. So the fact that he had a 201 batting average against on the road, let's get out that shitty ballpark, man. It's just funny watching these Pittsburgh pitchers and these Cincinnati pitchers leave these places and become dominant guys, bro. There's just, man, that ballpark is trash. It's almost as bad as Colorado. Luke, I am your father. It's Darth Mahle time, fellas, guys. This is the bet I have in. I got in last night, 6 plus minus 104, and I woke up to him being steamed to the minus 140 range. Now, we have a great spot for Mahle here, guys, versus a Royal team that's struggling to say the least. And a pitcher who I watched last game, and after I listened to him speak, guys, and he said everything felt right for the first time this year. The ball was moving where he wanted it to. All 4 pitches he was able to locate when he wanted to. And he only got 5 strikeouts through 6 innings versus a Nationals team that do not hit. They're bottom 10 in hitting, but they also don't strike out, guys. They are top 5 in the league at not striking out. Now, the Royals aren't hitting either, but they're also not walking, guys. They're bottom 5 in league. No, they're bottom 5 in walk average. And they're striking out at a 27% clip. 24 is bad. 27 is when we look to stick the knife in them, guys. And Mahle did face these Royals last year, but he only went 2 innings before heading to the IL. So we can't put too much into that. What we can put some into, guys, is lefties are hitting a $192 off of Mahle, which will help him go get the innings he's going to need to cash this prop for us today. And that's why I'm going to put a half unit also, guys, when it comes out on his outs. Right now, BetMGM has it at 17.5 minus 149. And I'm willing to pay that juice for that 17.5 if I can get it on a book that I'm able to bet on, guys. So I'm going to put his K prop at 1 unit, and I'm going to back him with a half unit on the outs, and it correlates, guys. At the end of the day, he's a strikeout per inning guy, and I have him going 6 to 7 innings today, guys. So I wouldn't pay much more. Like, I know it's at minus 140, guys. I capped him no higher than minus 135, and that would be because it's a Royals tax. Now, if you guys don't mind the juice, I get it, but I've got to pay attention to minus 140, guys. And I would rather bet his outs at the juice than where his K prop is at minus 140. What's a 9-cent difference when you need his outs to hit his strikeout prop? So I would definitely think the outs is the spot, but I also think this guy just has a dominant game today versus just a team that ain't hitting, they're not walking, and they're striking out. So it's Mahle time, guys. Darth Mahle to the moon. So yeah, I'm waiting for the mouths to pop out. There is rain supposed to be in Minnesota today, a 50% chance. Doesn't that scare you, Sharpie? Yes, it does. But then you look into the forecast, guys, and there is a 6-hour window of no rain. So if they do got to push back the start time, they will. They're not going to start this game to stop it to start it. They can see the weather forecast. They will get their 3-4 hour window, and they might have to wait. So be it. So if they wait, cool. If not, they obviously think this game's going. So I am willing to get in on it, knowing there is going to be some little rain going on, but it is supposed to clear up. Next guy we are going to talk about. Appreciate you all, guys. I love getting 48 likes without having to scream. 70 live, 48 likes. I mean, I'm not a mathematician, but I'm pretty good at it. It just don't add up. So if you like what you're hearing, smash it. And let's talk about what looks like a rat. Number 5 in the black book, Gerrit Cole. Sorry, MMA Locker Room. I know this your boy, but these books are begging for some Gerrit Cole strikeout prop money, and let's talk it. Opened up last night, 8+ minus 145. His closing line on FanDuel is minus 150, but there are a lot of books out there with the minus 130 on these 7.5 strikeouts. Gerrit Cole gets these Rangers on the road. Last year, he had a 25% strikeout percentage with an 8.5. Walk percentage, even better, 29.3 this year, strikeout percentage to an 8.1 walk percentage. PrizePicks has him also at a 7.5, whereas hits allowed under over a 4.5. Projected lineup favors Gerrit Cole, 6 lefties, 3 righties. K per 9 last year, 12.1 on the road, 12.1 at home, 11 K per 9 on the road. A 12.7 K per 9 versus the left-handed side, which they're projecting they're going to load up, and a 10.6 versus the right-handed side. Now, it's not just that he strikes out lefties at a higher clip, guys. Lefties didn't hit him either last year at a $182, while righties hit 229. Home road was dead on the same, 208 batting average against. Well, does something stink like a tweakers with JJ who's been up for a week, guys? And if you don't know about that, don't go find out. And I'm talking GCZ, as my boy Trey dubbed him, and that's his name now, guys. It's GCZ, a.k.a. Gerrit Cole, strikeouts over 7.5. Now, we all know I make my lines and the juice, and it should be, and the juice that I'm going to willing to pay for if they're going to tax him, guys. And I wrote run to the fucking mountains if they put you a 7.5. And look what we got here. If this isn't a rat, guys, then I'm okay letting it go at this number. He has hit over 7.5 strikeouts 70% of his last 10 games. To take in the fact what he did to Texas last year in 2 games, 10 and 9 strikeouts respectively. And now they're projecting 6 lefties, which Cole strikes out 2K more per 9. Everything says this should be a slam dunk. But, guys, they don't give us numbers that are slam dunks, guys. They just don't give us free money. I preach it all the time. At the end of the day, if it was at 8.5, I'd look to back him here with 6 lefties. But no. I don't do what the books want. And right now, the books are wanting you to bet Gerrit Cole over. Now, the only thing that I can say that can back Gerrit Cole to the over is I watched that Jays game last night, guys, and the books know what I seen last week in the Blue Jays game. The Blue Jays have spoken numerous of times of Cole using substances, and if you watch the game, Cole was deking these fools left and right, guys. He was going arm, head, this, that. He was playing with these fools. He didn't have one illegal substance on him that day. But baseball, guys, the Yogi Berraism, guys, it's 80% mental and 50% physical, guys. You need to be mental. If you take someone out their game, you're already in their head. Blue Jays talk. Scherzer gets thrown out. I knew this fool wasn't going to cheat last week, guys. Call it what you want. He's a cheater. There's text messages that go back that have him on blast. He uses substances. He did not last week. Now, if he shows up with Gerrit Cole's bag of tricks, and if you see him going to his hair, that's the key. He didn't go to his hair once last week. The guy will rub the back of his head. That's what Gerrit Cole does. He's got it in the back of his hair, guys. So you see Gerrit Cole go to the back of the head and you bet the under, you're cooked. But at the end of the day, guys, the books are begging for the over because they've seen his spin rate drop down and they don't think he's going to do it again. And then I can't go back and forth with this. I know a lot of you guys will bet rats to the under, but like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if this dude comes out with some spider tack and mows down 10 of these hoes. So easy stay off for me, guys. When a book wants me to do something, I don't do it. I just let it go. And now we get to talk about someone who's I'm very angry at, and I'm more angry at myself, guys. And this is where we're going to talk about you need to learn more from your losses than your wins. You can't really learn much from a win, in my opinion, you know. So let's talk about 27 in the black book, Andrew Heaney versus the Yankees. Last year, he had a 35.5 K percentage and a 6.1 walk percentage. This year, ruh-roh, Shaggy, 24.7 K percentage, which is still a little better than league average, with a disgusting 11.1 walk percentage. Well, they opened him up last night, 6+ minus 126, and they closed him out. He's been steamed up 14 cents. He's now at minus 140. PrizePicks has him at a flat 6, where you need 7 to cash and 6 is a push. PrizePicks hits allowed under over is 4.5. Projected lineup for the Yankees: 8 righties, 1 lefty. K per 9 last year. 13 K per 9 at home, 14.6 on the road, 12.5 versus the left-handed side, and an elite 14 K per 9 versus the right-handed side. Last year, nobody wasn't really hitting him. 230 from the left-handed side, 210 righties hit. We're at home in Doyer Blue. People hit 204, while on the road 226. Still, everything says great. Everything says I bet Heaney last week. And I lost. So let's talk about it, guys. I don't really care about my wins. I do expect to win. Now, does that sound freaking arrogant, whatever? Yeah, I do. I do expect to win. I care way more about my losses. I can go 3-1 on the day. People will tell me thank you. I'm pissed off about the one. I have to figure out why I lost. Should I do it again? And I beat myself up, guys. So at the end of the day, I had to figure out what happened with Andrew Heaney. And I was on him last start, guys, and man, did this dude look nothing like the Heaney I watched on the Dodgers last year. So I go to check his stats, guys, and his numbers, and bam, there it is, right in front of me. His velocity is down 1.2 miles per hour on his fastball, 2.2 on his slider, and 1.7 miles per hour on his changeup from last year's numbers. And there it is. The reason why his strikeout percentage has dropped to the lowest ever in his career. And he didn't see the Yankees last year, guys, but I still couldn't put much into it as he's not the same guy as last year right now. Not saying that he won't get there, but I got to see an uptick in his velo, guys, before I back this guy again. Now, I can't be guessing when a guy will figure it out. And once I see it, then I'll know, guys. I can get involved when I see it. We saw it with Javier and Garcia 2 starts ago. And we've backed them in one way or another in the next start versus either the Braves or the Rays when everybody was scared to, guys. Nah, we've seen that they were back, and now we attack. I will wait till Andrew Heaney is back to being Andrew Heaney and not guess the game that his velo is going to come back, guys. Zach Wheeler last year took a whole month. So some people just go at a different clip, and yeah, if you want to look at the Yankees numbers, yeah, this does seem like a decent spot for him. They are striking out at a 23% clip, a little bit worse than league average. And they're not hitting for the life of them, which can project him to go at least 5-6 innings, which they're projecting he's going to need to hit this K prop. But the thing is, guys, is these Yankees guys are walking at a stupid 15.1% versus lefties the way I track them, guys. And this guy's ballooned walk rate up to 11.1 this year in 4 games compared to a 6.1 last year. Nah, man, it's just the easy Andrew Heaney, figure yourself out. And I'll watch the game. And once I start seeing the velo where it should be, it takes off the box on him. And yeah, I should have checked it before I bet him last time. And I didn't. And that's where I say learn from your mistakes, guys. And now if I have a question on anyone that's not my dog, I've got to make sure I check people's velo. I will write it down to make sure I don't just skip over it. Always check weather. Always check freaking certain. There's things you've got to get in, guys, that you've got to check that can burn you, guys, and we don't want to get burnt. So appreciate the 80 plus live who showed up on a Thursday. Appreciate the 60 who smashed the like. If you haven't, smash the like button. And we all know Jerry Springer passed away today, guys. So Sharpie's got to give you his final thought. Here's my Jerry Springer story, guys. I took my son to an Angels game. We sat out in right field, happened to be versus the Astros during George Springer's rookie year. If you don't know, you should know, guys, I'm the type who likes to yell and scream and razz players. When I go to a game, even with my 11-year-old son, who happened to be that age at the time, I'm screaming multiple things, trying to get George Springer's attention to no avail, guys. I'm not getting this guy to turn around for nothing. And I may have said some offensive things. Who may have taken your kids out the freaking ballpark. And then I come up with this wonderful idea. And I start chanting, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. The whole right field stadium started joining in and chanting, guys. So what we got to do, guys, today, and they were chanting, turns around, goes, I've never heard that one. That's got to be the best one yet. So the fact that I got him to turn around and talk to me, bam. I got Acuna to turn around one time too and yap, yap, yap. So moral of the story, guys, next time the Blue Jays play, we got to go play home run props and do it for your boy Jerry. And when you cash, don't forget to thank the man who probably went to hell, guys. So sorry, bud, is what it is. Let's talk who we're on today. I took Mahle, guys, 6+ -104. I get he's at -140 now. I'd try to find -135, guys. Like that's the topped out price I want to pay for a guy. If not, look towards his outs over 17.5, around the -145, -150 range. If you're gonna have to pay the outs correlate with this man's K prop. I am on him at 6.5 for a full unit, and I will be on his outs for a half of unit. I'll probably take him to 18 at plus money. And yeah, I've got him for 6 to 7 innings tonight, guys. He should go out there and dominate, average at least 1 strikeout per, and do the damn thing. So I'm on Mahle today. Had to stay off a few others. Appreciate you all for tuning in, guys. This is the Balking Dead. If you don't know, guys, Big Show Picks, MMA Locker Room, and Billy, guys, they be doing a locker room chat every week on these UFC streams, guys, just like a backyard talk with the boys. So you in the shower, not touching the noodle, you on a long drive, and just want to hear some shit, maybe, cap a capper and get your own bets out of it, guys. Check it out. He's going to drop the link out here. Do us a favor, smash the like button, show our boy some support, finally getting himself a little bit on screen. Granted, he ain't on screen. He's talking, but we gonna get him there, guys. We gonna get him there. So appreciate you all for tuning in, guys. This show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there. Use that promo code PubSports. Get a match deposit up to 100 on your first deposit minimum of 25 simply by using that promo code PubSports. They do have an offer on Ohtani right now, 7.5 strikeouts. Love it. Love it. Go out there and get you some Ohtani, son, guys, okay? Wish I can give you another prop to go hit it with, but I'm not here to chase today, guys. Today is a low-firing day for me, and there will be days where we unload the clip like yesterday, guys. I wait for my spots. I'm like a damn freaking hyena, bro, and I pounce. and then I jackrabbit them. So, yeah, appreciate you all for tuning in, guys. I'm Sharpie's Bets. This show's produced by Pub Sports, by Big Show Picks, and on Pub Sports Radio. Some say we be pubbing. I say pubbing we be. Bam!